The mind is everything. What you think, you become. Buddha. The foundation of every triumph, every breakthrough, every moment of overcoming lies in one place. Your mind. Life is a relentless stream of challenges, news, threats, and obstacles that demand your response. The difference between those who falter and those who prevail is not in the circumstances they face, but in how they choose to meet them. Successful people don't react. They act, and that choice begins in the mind. To build a winning mind, you must first recognize that your thoughts shape your reality. Every action, every decision, every step forward or backward originates as a spark in your consciousness. A mind cluttered with fear, doubt, or indecision produces chaotic actions. But a disciplined, focused, and purposeful mind generates actions with intention and power. Your mind is not a passive bystander. It is the command center of your life. Treat it as such. Start by taking ownership of your thoughts. You cannot control every event, but you can control how you interpret and respond to them. When bad news arrives, when a threat looms, or when an obstacle blocks your path, pause. Don't let the moment dictate your response. Reaction is instinctive, emotional, and often reckless. Action is deliberate, rational, and strategic. Train your mind to pause, assess, and choose. This is the first discipline of a winning mind, the ability to act, not react. One strategy to build this discipline is the 10-second rule. When faced with a challenging situation, count to 10 before responding. This brief pause allows your rational mind to take over, giving you space to choose action over reaction. For example, imagine receiving a critical email from a colleague. Your first impulse might be to fire back a defensive reply. Instead, count to 10. Use those seconds to ask, what's my goal here? How can I respond in a way that moves things forward? This simple practice can transform heated moments into opportunities for growth. Discipline your mind through daily practice. Begin each day with clarity. Set your intentions. Ask yourself, what do I want to accomplish today? Who do I want to be? Write down your goals, not just for the year, but for this very day. This act programs your mind to focus on what matters. For instance, if your goal is to stay calm during a high-stakes meeting, write it down. Today I will listen actively and respond thoughtfully. This anchors you against distractions and disruptions. A mind without a clear direction is easily swayed by circumstances. A mind with purpose is a fortress. Another strategy is the morning mental blueprint. Spend 5 minutes each morning visualizing your day. Picture yourself handling challenges with composure and confidence. If you're preparing for a difficult conversation, imagine yourself speaking clearly, staying calm, and achieving a positive outcome. This mental rehearsal strengthens your mind's ability to act intentionally when the moment arrives. Studies show that visualization activates the same neural pathways as physical practice, making it a powerful tool for building mental resilience. Guard your mental environment. The world is loud, filled with voices, opinions, and noise that compete for your attention. Be selective about what you allow in. Surround yourself with ideas, people, and influences that elevate your thinking. Read books that challenge you to grow. Listen to those who inspire you to act with courage and wisdom. Distance yourself from negativity, gossip, and mindless consumption. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant and nurture will determine what grows. A practical way to guard your mind is the input audit. For 1 week, track what you consume: news, social media, conversations, entertainment. At the end of the week, review your list. Ask, is this helping me grow, or is it draining my energy? If you find yourself spending hours on negative news cycles, replace that time with a biography of someone who overcame great odds. If a friend's complaints are pulling you down, set boundaries and seek out those who uplift you. This audit keeps your mental garden fertile and focused. A winning mind is also resilient. Obstacles are not exceptions. They are the rule. Expect them. Prepare for them. When setbacks occur, don't waste energy lamenting their arrival. Instead, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this to grow? Reframe every challenge as an opportunity to strengthen your resolve. The mind that sees obstacles as teachers, not tormentors, is unstoppable. Successful people don't avoid difficulties. They act through them. One resilience building strategy is the failure debrief. After any setback, say a project that didn't go as planned, take 10 minutes to write down 3 things. What went wrong? What did I learn? What will I do differently next time? For example, if a business pitch was rejected, you might note that you didn't anticipate certain questions. Learn to research your audience better, and will prepare a FAQ sheet next time. This debrief turns failure into fuel, training your mind to see setbacks as stepping stones. To act instead of react, you must also master your emotions. Emotions are powerful, but they are not your master. Fear, anger, or frustration can cloud your judgment and push you into impulsive reactions. A winning mind acknowledges emotions, but doesn't let them take the wheel. Practice emotional discipline by stepping back when you feel overwhelmed. Breathe, reflect, then decide. This pause is not weakness. It is strength. It is the mark of a mind that chooses its path. A useful technique here is the emotion labeling method. When you feel a strong emotion, name it. Say to yourself, I'm feeling angry, or I'm feeling anxious. This simple act creates distance between you and the emotion, making it easier to manage. For instance, if you're nervous before a public speech, label it, I'm feeling nervous. Then follow up with, but I'm prepared, and I'll focus on delivering value. This shifts your mind from reactive panic to proactive action. Build a habit of visualization. See yourself succeeding before you act. Picture the outcome you want, whether it's delivering a presentation, navigating a tough conversation, or overcoming a personal challenge. Run through the scenario in your mind, not with anxiety but with confidence. Visualize your actions, your demeanor, your success. This mental rehearsal primes your mind for action, making the real moment feel like a familiar path you've already walked. To make visualization more effective, use the sensory detail approach. Don't just picture the outcome, engage all your senses. If you're visualizing a successful negotiation, imagine the sound of your steady voice, the feel of the table under your hands, the sight of your counterpart nodding. This vividness makes the mental image more real, boosting your confidence to act. For example, an athlete might visualize crossing the finish line, hearing the crowd, feeling the sweat, and tasting the air. This prepares the mind for action under pressure. Consistency is the backbone of a winning mind. You don't build strength by lifting weights once or twice. You build it through daily effort. Likewise, a winning mind is forged through daily disciplines. Reflect each evening on your actions. Did you act with purpose today, or did you react to circumstances? Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, and learn from your missteps. Over time, these small choices compound into a mind that instinctively chooses action over reaction. A practical tool for consistency is the daily action log. Each night, write down one action you took that day that aligned with your goals. It could be as simple as choosing to listen instead of arguing, or preparing thoroughly for a task. Also note one area for improvement. This log keeps you accountable and reinforces the habit of intentional action. Over weeks, you'll see patterns emerge, showing you where your mind is strong and where it needs work. A winning mind also embraces responsibility. You are not a victim of your circumstances, your past, or the actions of others. You are the architect of your future. When things go wrong, don't look for someone to blame. Look for what you can do. Successful people act because they know their actions matter. They don't wait for permission, perfect conditions, or a stroke of luck. They move forward, even when the path is unclear, because they trust their ability to figure it out. To reinforce responsibility, practice the next step focus. When faced with a problem, ask, what's the next step I can take? This keeps you from feeling overwhelmed by the big picture. For example, if you're struggling to start a business, don't fixate on the end goal. Ask, what's the next step? Maybe it's researching your market or drafting a plan. This focus on actionable steps trains your mind to stay proactive, no matter the challenge. Cultivate gratitude to keep your mind grounded. A mind focused on what it lacks is prone to reaction, desperation, envy, or bitterness. A mind focused on what it has is calm and clear, ready to act with confidence. Each day, take a moment to acknowledge what you're grateful for. It could be your health, your opportunities, or simply the chance to try again. Gratitude doesn't make you complacent. It makes you unstoppable. A gratitude strategy is the 3 good things exercise. Every evening, write down 3 things that went well that day, or that you're thankful for. They don't have to be big. Maybe a kind word from a friend, a task completed, or a moment of clarity. This practice rewires your mind to notice the positive, reducing reactive tendencies and fostering a proactive outlook. Over time, it builds a mental buffer against life's inevitable stresses. Finally, never stop learning. A winning mind is a curious mind. Seek knowledge relentlessly. Study those who have succeeded before you. Learn from their actions, their mindsets, their habits. Every piece of wisdom you acquire is a tool in your mental arsenal, equipping you to act with greater precision and impact. The more you know, the less you fear, and the less you fear, the more freely you act. To make learning a habit, use the 1 lesson a day rule. Each day, commit to learning 1 new thing that supports your goals. It could be a concept from a book, a skill from a tutorial, or an insight from a mentor. For example, if you're building a career in sales, read 1 page of a book on negotiation, or watch a short video on closing techniques. This steady accumulation of knowledge strengthens your mind's ability to act decisively. Life will always throw challenges at you. News will break, threats will arise, and obstacles will stand in your way. But none of these define you. What defines you is your mind. How you think, how you choose, how you act. Build a mind that sees possibilities where others see problems. Train it to pause, to focus, to act with purpose. Make it a habit to act, not react, and you will find that no obstacle is too big, no threat too daunting, no challenge too great. Success is not about what happens to you, it's about who you become in the face of it. A winning mind is not built overnight, but with every disciplined thought, every intentional action, you lay another brick in its foundation. Start today. Choose your thoughts. Guard your mind. Act with purpose. Use the 10-second rule, the morning mental blueprint, the input audit, the failure debrief, emotion labeling, sensory visualization, the daily action log, the next step focus, the 3 good things exercise, and the 1 lesson a day rule. These strategies will forge a mind that doesn't just survive life's challenges, but thrives through them. Act, don't react, and watch how the world bends to the power of a mind that refuses to be shaken.